This thing got very ugly very quickly, and then Brittney Griner, this guy out of nowhere, comes out, and what happened?
This guy out of nowhere?
Doesn't he shoot without a shirt on? Like, isn't it? I thought it's a trend.
I saw him shooting at his pool.
Yes, you heard it right. Brittney Griner was caught on camera calling Caitlin Clark a trash white girl, and now the entire WNBA is in chaos. But this isn't just about one player losing their temper. What Griner said, and what the league is doing about it, is exposing a double standard that could tear women's basketball apart. Fans are demanding answers, media outlets are exploding, and the league's silence is making things even worse. So what really happened on that court? Why has this one moment blown up an already heated feud between Caitlin Clark and some of the WNBA's biggest stars? And most importantly, why does it feel like no one is protecting the league's biggest rising star? Stay tuned, because once you see the full story, you'll understand why fans are saying this is the WNBA's biggest scandal yet. Brittney Griner's shocking words were caught on live TV. During a heated game, Griner fouled out, and as she walked off the court, cameras clearly captured her mouthing the words, "trash effing white girl," toward Caitlin Clark. The footage went viral almost instantly. Lip readers confirmed what fans suspected, and major commentators like Skip Bayless wasted no time in calling out what they saw.
I don't know for sure what was going on with what cameras caught Brittney Griner saying on the bench after she had fouled out against Caitlin Clark's Fever in Atlanta. I waited to comment on this until the WNBA was able to investigate it. I wanted them to issue a statement about it, but we have heard nothing from the WNBA, absolutely nothing. And Brittney Griner has not commented, which I find significant.
If a white player had said effing black girl on national TV, Skip warned, it would have been a career-ending move.
The league would very much not be okay with a white player saying fucking black girl on the bench in anger and getting caught by TV cameras. That would be an immediate suspension, if not a career ender for said white girl.
But here's where things took an even darker turn. The WNBA did nothing. No suspension, no fine, no official comment. Silence. This.
But regardless of why Brittney Griner said what she said, or at whom she said it, I want to know, is the WNBA okay with one of its players saying fucking white girl on the bench and getting caught by TV cameras saying such? I guess they are. I guess they're okay with it. Obviously,
despite the league's very public No Space For Hate campaign launched earlier this year, fans were outraged. The double standard was blatant. If Clark had been the one to use that kind of racially charged language, the consequences would have been swift and severe. Yet when Brittney Griner hurled that slur on national television, there was no accountability. And let's not pretend this was an isolated incident.
Is playing a game, and this is what Brittney Griner calls. I was not going to comment on any of this stuff until this took place. Watch what she says. The entire internet has reacted to this. Here's Brittney Griner. They're playing against the Indiana Fever, and look what she's saying. Go ahead, Rob.
For the ticky-tack fouls that we were talking about earlier today.
That pretty much sounds like trash effing white girl.
Yeah.
I mean, let's just be honest.
So the whole market reacts to this with Brittney Griner, right?
Caitlin Clark has been targeted from day one. She's been elbowed, shoved, and mocked. Not for dirty play, but simply for being great and being white. We've all seen the clips. Hard elbows on screens. Opponents ramming into her on inbound passes. She's been relentlessly bullied on the court, all while keeping her composure and continuing to set rookie records. And the targeting hasn't stopped at physical play. Remember Angel Reese. After a previous clash with Clark, Reese reposted an image online mocking Clark as a white girl running from the fade, a clear reference to violence.
And I saw that post from Angel Reese, or what I thought was Angel Reese, or whatever I got told was Angel Reese, about the white girl didn't want any of the fade or something like that. I thought it had to be a mistake. Somebody asked me about it, and I said, no, surely to God she would not have even Angel Reese surely realizes not to repost something like that, right? hell, I guess I was wrong. I guess she did. And so now that I'm really starting to look into this, I'm like, God, not only is this real, but you've got media members that actually do try to hold the WNBA to some kind of responsibility. They're talking about there's no room for hate, this and that and the other one. And you got a player that's blatantly advocating for violence against far and away your most popular player.
No action was taken. Other players have struck Clark in the face, shoved her after plays, and even celebrated it. Hurting Clark has, disturbingly, become a sport of its own. But through it all, Caitlin Clark never retaliates. She never elbows back. She never lashes out. She simply plays her game and continues breaking records. That's what makes this latest incident so damning. Griner's outburst wasn't heat-of-the-moment trash talk. It was deliberate, hateful, and captured clearly on camera.
Put the quote of Brittney Griner, what she said about the NBA. This is so funny how all this stuff works out, right? She says, this is from Brittney, every time we play her, there's this commotion, like this loud rumbling from the stands. Turns out it's people, thousands of them, just sitting there, watching on purpose. It's very disruptive. It's called the freaking game that they pay you money to play. Don't play the game. It's very disruptive. It continues. Brittney Griner voiced frustration in a recent interview, claiming that Caitlin Clark is ruining what used to make the WNBA great.
Yet the WNBA, which rushed to investigate fans after unverified claims of racism toward Angel Reese, is now turning a blind eye when racism comes from a player. Commentators scrambled to excuse Griner's words. Some even claimed she said "whack call" instead.
Now, I think it was my old friend Jamel Hill, used to work with her at ESPN. I believe Jamel said Griner actually said fucking whack call, and that could be the case. I'm not a lip reader. But it sure looks to me like the last word is girl, not call.
But the footage doesn't lie. Lip readers, fans, and even sports media personalities confirmed what they saw. Trash effing white girl. And here's where things get even more explosive. As the league remained silent, another controversy reignited, one that's been quietly circulating online for years. Questions about Brittney Griner's biological identity. A topless video from Griner's own Instagram resurfaced, showing a chest that appeared completely flat, without the typical surgical scarring one might expect.
Got my hand right here. Oh! Swag you, Brittney. Let me see something real quick. Brick! Thank you! Get the fuck!
Instagram's AI system didn't flag the video as female nudity. It stayed up for over 100 weeks. Fans took this as yet another sign that something wasn't adding up. Add to that Griner's deep voice, bone structure, and on-court physical dominance, and fans began openly questioning whether Griner has been competing with an unfair advantage. An anonymous viral post even alleged that Griner was never transgender, but a biological male, raised female on paper, due to a decision by her mother.
Like, look, she's not a girl, and she literally grabbed my chest and patted me like that. And was like, look, no titties. And I was so embarrassed.
Extreme? Maybe. Disturbing? Definitely. But the real scandal is this: the WNBA refuses to address any of it. In a league where fairness and transparency are supposed to matter, fans are now questioning everything, especially when Caitlin Clark, a biologically female athlete, is the one taking the hits. And if that wasn't enough to ignite outrage, many still remember Griner's past controversies. She was arrested in Russia for carrying cannabis, then freed in a controversial prisoner swap that traded a notorious arms dealer, the Merchant of Death, for her release.
WNBA star Brittney Griner convicted today on drug charges in Russia. A judge sentencing her to 9 years in a penal colony.
As one commentator bluntly put it, had that been a straight white girl, she'd probably still be rotting in a Russian prison.
Where's the victimhood? These are freaking millionaires. Like, what are you talking about? It's attitude, it's no humility, just entitlement, and that's not confidence, it's arrogance with receipts. Okay, if you want fans, if you want your league to grow, act like a professional, okay? The league already started underwater, and instead of fixing it, they're just poking more holes in the boat. And think about it, Brittney Griner talking all that trash. We traded the Merchant of Death for your ass and you're out there talking shit and saying racist shit on the freaking sideline, and it's disgusting. Okay, that's why nobody watches it, and it'll
No,
lose
they're
money.
watching it.
Yet, despite all this, Griner remains protected by the league. Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark, the rookie single-handedly saving the WNBA's viewership, continues to be bullied, targeted, and now racially insulted without protection. Fans see it, the media sees it, and the silence from WNBA leadership is deafening. Neutral fans who tuned in to watch Clark are now watching her get abused, with no consequences for the players involved. And the hypocrisy couldn't be clearer. If a white player said effing black girl, Skip Bayless warned again, it would be a career ender. So why is it okay to racially target Caitlin Clark, but a complete scandal if the reverse happened? That's the question burning through every fan forum and media outlet right now. And until the WNBA addresses this blatant double standard, its credibility will continue to crumble, no matter how many "No Space for Hate" slogans they slap on the court. The WNBA now stands at a crossroads. Brittney Griner's words have ignited a firestorm of controversy. Caitlin Clark's fans are furious, neutral viewers are stunned, and the league's silence is making it all worse. The fact is simple. Caitlin Clark has done nothing but elevate women's basketball. She's broken viewership records. She's brought millions of new fans to the sport. She's the Rookie of the Year, a finalist in MVP voting, the face of the WNBA. Yet the players targeting her, physically, verbally, racially, are being protected by the very league she's helping to save. And let's be clear, this isn't just about trash talk anymore. It's about fairness. It's about integrity. And it's about whether women's sports will continue to be a space where biological women compete on a level playing field. Because if the WNBA won't protect its biggest star from this kind of abuse, what message does that send to every young girl watching? What message does it send to every female athlete who dreams of playing at the highest level? Here's the truth. Fans aren't going to stay silent anymore. The footage is out. The words are clear. The hypocrisy is obvious. And the league's attempt to sweep it under the rug is only adding fuel to the fire. If Brittney Griner can call Caitlin Clark a trash white girl on live TV with zero consequences, while Clark remains the model of professionalism, then the WNBA has a serious credibility problem on its hands. And fans are already voting with their wallets and their voices. The league must choose: enforce its own standards, or risk losing the trust of the very audience it claims to serve. So if you stand with Caitlin Clark, if you believe in fairness, integrity, and real accountability in women's sports, don't stay silent. Hit that like button, subscribe, and drop a comment below to let the world know you see exactly what's happening. Because the only way this double standard ends is if the fans demand it. And we'll be right here, keeping the spotlight on every step of this story.
It's game day in the A as the Dream welcome in Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever, who are looking for some get back after dropping their previous game back on Tuesday against the Dream. Caitlin Clark has created some history to start the season.
Caitlin Clark just had the worst shooting game of her career and still embarrassed Brittney Griner on her home floor. The trash talk was real, the revenge brutal, and what happened next will shock you. She went 0 for 5 from deep and still took down one of the most dominant players in WNBA history. Caitlin Clark didn't just win, she humiliated Brittney Griner, and the moment she said, "I'm not scared of you," everything changed. This was personal. Just 48 hours earlier, the Indiana Fever were embarrassed on their home floor.
Howard had it blocked at the rim. Howard pulls it down. Howard's shot is short. And Atlanta will escape with a victory.
Out-rebounded, out-muscled, outplayed. Brittney Griner dropped 21.
Howard has the assignment. Griner has the size, ducks in. Oh, pretty finish.
You got to make her make that tough play and not foul her.
Caitlin Clark, she walked off defeated. But on May 22nd, everything flipped. Griner scored just 5 points and fouled out. And even though Clark had her worst shooting night in over 3 years, she stood up to Ryan Howard, looked her dead in the eye. "I'm not scared of you." Brittney Griner came into this game ready to dominate. She thought it would be another easy night in the paint, but Indiana had a plan.
Sophie Cunningham smothering defense on Alicia Gray. The double team comes over for BG. She has 5 seconds to work with. In and out. Bree Jones tried to get it up. That's blocked by Howard.
Every time Griner touched the ball, she got swarmed. Double teams, contact, chaos. By the fourth quarter, she was frustrated, out of rhythm, and in foul trouble. With 3:38 left, she fouled out. The arena went silent, but that's when Natasha Howard turned into a monster. 26 points, 12 of 17 shooting. She erased her bad game one and took over the second half.
Seasons ago, but she's come in this season with authority, and she's been looking good at both ends for the Dream. Who would have thought Atlanta? 8 threes already. Got a Brianna Jones who can shoot threes and stretch the floor. I'll call that for Atlanta. Backdoor, more movement from Indiana. Gets another bucket. It's a little bit of a seesaw.
When Clark, Boston, and Mitchell were struggling, Howard stepped in and punished Atlanta. No one expected it. No one was ready for it. This was supposed to be Clark versus Griner, but instead, it was a team that came back from humiliation and made one of the league's biggest stars completely disappear. Caitlin Clark didn't have to save the Fever this time because Sophie Cunningham came back and brought the fire.
Handoff, Clark. Skip pass left wing. Cunningham tees it up, and the three is good. That does it for the first 10 minutes. The Fever trail the Dream 18-13.
In just 20 minutes, off the bench, 9 points, 6 rebounds. She sparked an 11-0 run, hit her first 3 of the season, and took a charge in the final seconds. Pure energy, pure chaos, pure impact. Then came Lexi Hull. 10 points, 4 assists, career-high performance.
Hull going right at Tahina Pow and gets the bucket, a much-needed bucket for Indiana.
Rings, pass right elbow, Hull hangs, jumper, good off the backboard.
Atlanta had no answer. The same bench that was a weakness all season just outscored Atlanta's by 16 points. This wasn't a one-woman show anymore. The Fever proved they were deeper, stronger, and ready to win ugly. Even with Clark shooting bricks, they looked like contenders. And it's all because role players stepped up when the lights were the brightest. This team didn't just bounce back. They transformed. Caitlin Clark was 0 for 5 from 3. She had 5 fouls. Her shot, cold. But her message, red hot. After a hard foul from Ryan Howard, Clark got up, looked her dead in the eye, and said what the cameras caught loud and clear, "I'm not scared of you." That one sentence flipped the energy. The crowd got louder, the game got more physical, and the Fever, they turned up the heat. Clark didn't need to hit threes. She led with toughness. Her confidence became contagious. Even Natasha Howard, even Lexi Hull, they fed off her fire.
WNBA is exactly what she expected to be. Faster paced, tougher, more physical, more intense. Damaris Dantas with the rejection against Alicia Gray. Hit her and said, "I dare you to shoot that ball." She's 50% in this game from 3, but she can knock it down. Back-to-back buckets for Indiana. Now things are starting to groove.
Because sometimes leadership isn't about scoring. It's about refusing to back down. And that's what Caitlin Clark gave them. Belief, swagger, grit. This wasn't just a win. It was the moment the Indiana Fever became dangerous. The Indiana Fever didn't just get revenge. They sent a warning to the entire WNBA. They beat a playoff team on the road. They shut down Brittney Griner, and they did it all with their superstar having the worst game of her career. That's not luck. That's depth. That's grit. That's a team evolving in real time. Natasha Howard took over. Sophie Cunningham made her presence felt. Lexi Hull dominated off the bench. And Caitlin Clark, even in her lowest moment, showed exactly why she's a leader. The trash talk, the swagger, the fire. This team is no longer rebuilding. They're ready. And if this game proved anything, it's that you can shut down Clark's shot, but you can't shut down her will. The Fever are coming, and the rest of the league better be ready.